Hey there, Desiree here. So today I'm going to take you along with me to Opportunity Village. This is a local charity-based thrift store here in Las Vegas. I really don't get to this place too often, but whenever I am on this side of town, I always make it a point to stop and see what they have. Now, this thrift store is really hit or miss. On this particular day, I didn't find anything, which is kind of why I'm doing the voiceover, because I thought it would be fun for me to share kind of how I got started in reselling and, kind of how I manage everything. And probably maybe we'll talk about what I plan for the future, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But I have been a reseller off and on ever since 2008, and that was the year my son was born. My son's going to be 15 next month, but when he was little, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I knew people were making money selling on eBay. As a matter of fact, I used to follow a woman. Her name was Dana. I think her last name is Crawford, and she was the power selling mom. As a matter of fact, I think she still sells on eBay, and she was kind of like my role model back then because she was so successful. And back then she was selling Beanie Babies and she was, doing really well with it. But anyway, so I got into eBay back then and I wasn't, full time, but I was committed to figuring out how to make it work. And for about 2 years, it did work. And I think I'm trying to figure out what this is. I'm looking at the video. I think I thought it was an insulator, but I had never seen one like that, so I wasn't sure. But anyway, so I've kind of been involved with eBay off and on, for years. But recently, I want to say it was about August of last year, I was decluttering my home and I really wanted to get rid of some stuff, so I threw it up on eBay and all of a sudden I got bit by the reselling bug all over again. And I've been kind of going at it ever since. And now I am into reselling and it has been a blessing. It has been fun. I have met so many amazing people and it really has done nothing but improve my life in every way. Now, I'm not going to say there hasn't been challenges because one of the things that I do find frustrating with eBay is that the money, at least for me, can be very inconsistent. Sometimes, you'll do really well for a few days and then you may have a day or two where you don't make any sales. Now, I am trying to work on that with my listing schedule and finding items that I think people actually want because that is really the key is finding the right items and then having the right price and then making sure your listing is what people are searching for. Now, I don't know if you've heard of the group, the Reseller Nirvana. I just joined in January of this year and it has been a total game changer for me. Now, I'm not an affiliate, I don't get any kind of kickbacks, but I have learned about how to be a successful reseller. And it's just been amazing some of the things that I have learned that you don't even think about. One of the things they talk about in that group is having a consistent schedule and having a consistent listing goal every single day. So every single day right now, I am listing 10 new items in my eBay store. And I do all my listings and my shipping and all of my eBay stuff in the morning. So that way I have my afternoons free to either go out thrifting or, do whatever needs to be done, run errands, do mom stuff, whatever comes up. And it's working really well. But what I am focusing on is trying to increase, of course, the amount of sales I make. Now, I thought this bowl was really interesting. It was glass, but the handle was plastic, so I thought that was kind of weird. Now, as far as my future with reselling, I don't think I will ever stop. I do plan on niching down and probably being like a seller that focuses more on jewelry because that's what I like. And also, that is what my space will accommodate much more easily. I do have a spare bedroom in my home where I keep all of my eBay inventory. However, it is getting quite full, and so I'm thinking that if I can switch over to being mainly a jewelry seller, I won't have to worry about the space for storage. I'll be able to store a lot more pieces in a much smaller space. So that's what I'm kind of working towards right now is clearing out some of the things that I don't plan to sell, going forward, and then focusing on a niche, which for me will be jewelry, probably handbags because I do seem to find those with no problem. And I don't know, maybe, other random things here and there, but I won't be focusing on, buying big bulky items. Now, the other thing that you may not know about me is that my professional background, before I started reselling, I was a traffic and news reporter here in Las Vegas. I did that for 13 years, and I did news for radio and TV here in Las Vegas, and I quit that job in 2019. I was just getting really, really burnt out with the corporate structure, and also my schedule as a reporter. And at the time, I was also a digital content manager. It just did not fit in with my lifestyle. Like I've said before, I'm a single mom, and I needed to pick my son up and drop him off, and it was really hard to do that, working a corporate job. So I left that job in 2019 and then kind of did some freelance work. I did social media management for some small businesses here locally. And then I kind of moved into reselling. And now this is pretty much all I do, but this isn't like eBay isn't the only place where I sell. I also sell on Poshmark, and I'm trying to get the courage to sell on Whatnot, and I may do some selling on my own website as well. I'm still getting that together and trying to figure out how I want to do that. So when it's ready, I'll definitely let you all know. But for now, eBay is my jam, and for me, it's easy, but I guess you can say it's easy in the sense that you know what to do, but it's more about having structure within your eBay business in order to be successful. And so I'm still learning, like I said, in that reseller Nirvana group. There's people making six figures a year. There's people making over $1 million a year. So I know it's possible and I know it can be done. And it's just a matter of me kind of making different choices and being much more strategic as I move forward. Now, the nice thing about this Opportunity Village thrift store is their handbags are kind of all together in the back. I don't think that they sort out the high-end handbags from, just the regular handbags because I have found a couple of nice handbags here that were just kind of, hanging with the regular bags. I have found a fossil bag and I did find a couple of Coach bags too. Not that those are super high end, but usually at Goodwill they put those either up front or they put them in the glass case. But on this particular day, I did not find much. So that's why I thought I would do the little chat with you and kind of share a little bit about who I am and what I've done and hopefully where I'm going, you know. So if you do have any questions about anything, feel free to drop them down below. The video is going to wrap up pretty soon. And you can see the jewelry here really isn't much, but I always take a look because you never know, you never know what you can find. And sometimes you find something amazing. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me.